Although almost no one has publicly argued that texting while driving is a practice that should be continued, let alone encouraged, almost 50% of American teenagers today and more than two-thirds of American college students admitted to doing so anyway, according to a 2013 King's College study. A 2014 survey by telecommunications company AT&T found that 74% of American respondents had text while driving. As a young adult, I have witnessed friends around me text and talk on the phone while driving. After observing them, I would usually tell them to get off their phone, and soon after, they would get on their phone again like it was an addicting habit. I was very alarmed to find that even though many people throughout the years have lost their lives to texting and driving, people continue to do so. Texting and talking on the phone is a serious problem for teens today, especially young adults. When a person is on the phone while driving, they are not fully mentally focused on the road, which can increases the chance of having an accident. Even if you are a person who tends to not use their phone while driving, there are others that do, and they could potentially put people around them in an unsafe situation. Texting and talking on a phone is a serious problem that needs to be addressed and solved. In this speech today, I will try to persuade you to not use your phone while you're driving because of the potential consequences of distracted driving. Texting and talking on the phone while driving is distracting, illegal, and dangerous. Texting and talking on the phone is particularly very distracting. Paula Gupta mentions that these devices have the potential to distract drivers and increase the chances of accidents occurring. According to McAvoy, the devices are distracting drivers. Drivers who use handheld devices, for instance, are 4 times more likely to get into accidents serious enough to injure themselves than those who do not. Distracted driving ultimately has serious consequences. When a driver is distracted, usually their eyes is off the road, which is very dangerous even if it's for a split second. In many cases, drivers' hands are off the road or it can be one hand, and usually their mind is not focused on the road, which they share with others, but is focused on their phone. Biscottini states additional studies have shown that using vocal command applications found on modern smartphones, such as Apple Siri, instead of texting does little to reduce driver impairment. Such studies suggest that texting drivers are dangerous because they divide their attention, not because their hands are occupied. According to the research, texting while driving, no matter if you're texting or you're talking on a phone, a driver is still considered impaired. While on the road, it is required that every driver have full attentiveness. The road is shared with others as well, and there are certain situations where a driver needs to have a quick reaction on highways and roads just in case. Texting while driving in most states are illegal. Quayle mentions all driver text messaging bans with primary enforcements were associated with a significant reduction in odds of texting while driving among high school students. Due to the fact that texting and driving is illegal in most states, there are penalties for those who do so. Some of the penalties include suspensions of their license, they can receive fines, their insurance can go up more expensive than what it usually is, and in some cases, they could get prison time for texting and driving. Despite increased public awareness for texting and driving, it still continues to be a major issue in the United States for young teens and young adults. There are a few helpful suggestions when it comes to breaking the habit of texting and talking on the phone while driving. One solution to this problem is to silence your phone. Silencing your phone will keep you from being distracted from any incoming calls and text messages that you get during the time of you being behind the wheel. Another thing that can be done is to have your phone out of reach. And if your phone is out of reach and you receive any phone calls or text messages, you will be unable to reach your phone and answer the phone or send a text message. Following these steps can potentially break the habit in the long run. You just have to stay committed to doing these steps. If others around you are texting or talking on the phone, do not be afraid to stand up. On the National DMV website, it states, if you're in the car with someone who's texting and driving, don't hesitate to tell them to stop. Give them the facts. They're putting your life in danger, not to mention the lives of everyone else on the road just for the chance to send a text message. The DMV national website also mentions that 26% of all car crashes in 2014 were due to cell phone use. In David White's article, Texting and Driving, Is It Just Moral Panic? He states, however, because they claim text messaging requires physical and manual and cognitive attention from the driver, they consider it to be the most alarming distracting there is today. Texting and talking on the phone is very dangerous, and not because it can cause, car wrecks, but because of the fact it can also cause injuries as well as become a fatal situation for those who are involved in the car accident. Wrecks are the main cause of death among teens in society today. In an article called Facts and Statistics About Texting and Driving by Melinda Hellbach, she states 3,477 people died and another 391,000 were injured in motor vehicle crashes caused by drivers who were distracted by, by the use of texting and using their cell phones. If the following suggestions are followed, this can decrease the chance of having car accidents due to texting and driving. Drivers will be able to pay full attention to the road while driving, and the roads will be a little more safer for those around who travel. Karen Hood mentions in her article a multi-method approach to understanding change. Distracted driving, especially texting and driving, has become a nationwide public health problem in the US with negative and potential fatal consequences. The suggestions should be followed to fix the problem. One must take action, and following the solution is very simple and it can save lives if done right. Texting and talking on the phone is never a good idea. It's a serious distraction that includes taking your eyes off the road, taking your hands off the wheel, and your mind will not be fully focused on a road that you share with others. These combinations of distractions can lead to a wreck that can include injuries or, in some cases, can be fatal. Be smart while driving. Too many lives has been taken over the past years due to texting and driving and using the phone while on the road. A change needs to be made in order to make the roads a lot safer.